Hello and welcome to this episode of Grace-Filled Plate TV. In this episode, I'm going to be giving some awesome healthy eating hacks for busy moms. Because let's be honest, when you're juggling laundry and running the car to get the oil changed and taking care of pets and household and all of this craziness, sometimes feeding your kids and yourself a healthy meal feels like it's on the bottom of the totem pole. And I know that your health and your fitness and your weight loss are really important to you. And so it's discouraging when these things have to be put onto the back burner. And so today I'm going to share a three-tiered approach that you can use to help you bring that sanity and that healthy eating into the lifestyle the way that you desire. So the first one that we're going to touch on is probably the familiar one, and I call it the prepared like a Girl Scout approach. This is the one that you're going to see included in many diets and most blog posts that suggest that moms just think ahead and be prepared. And let's be honest, sometimes it's really hard to do that. I don't know about you, but I have a set time for meal planning and it often gets pushed off my schedule by other things that are really important. And always having something on deck or chopped or planned can be an unrealistic expectation for any of us. However, it's a very, very helpful thing to learn more about. And so I'm going to give you kind of an overview of how you could apply this prepared like a Girl Scout approach into your daily life. So this comes down to having a set time each week where you would look at your schedule, what's coming up, and your appointments. And noticing that certain days may require easy meals, certain days you may have times and pockets of times where you can prepare more food. Now I know some ladies like to spend their Sunday afternoons getting everything ready for the week, but I personally don't want to spend my entire afternoon on a Sunday in the kitchen. If that works for you, awesome, and I'm glad that you found your groove. But for those of us who prefer to kind of spread it out, you may notice that on Wednesday nights you have church, so you need a really easy meal, but on Tuesday evenings you're home and you can spend some more time making a double batch of something or preparing your stuff for the night ahead. And you can do so just by marking things down in your calendar so that you know when you're going to need certain things or when you may need to hit produce up ahead of time. Now, having things like healthy snacks available or breakfast prep ahead of time can be a huge time saver. Having your family do one or two breakfasts and just alternating them is an awesome way to do it. If you can do leftover dinners for lunch, that is a fabulous way to sort of keep your kitchen time to a minimum. However, surveying your children, your husband, asking what they like, and kind of asking them to choose just maybe 3 options that you can rotate through is super helpful. In our family, I've created a 1-month-long meal plan, which is essentially 4 weeks of 5 meals, and I just repeat these, and I have coordinating grocery lists with it, and it makes it super easy to stay on target. And if there's a new recipe or something kind of fun that I want to try, I can easily swap out one of those meals. But I'm so familiar with it, I know that I need to have certain ingredients on hand all the time, and I can pull together a meal pretty easily. So that is when we are prepared like a Girl Scout. So the second approach that I'm going to share with you is what we call easy peasy prep. This means that you are relying on healthy convenience foods. I know, we should be making everything at home. Well, you know what? Sometimes that expectation of only making things at home or always having super clean or super or organic foods can set us up for failure because it's such a high bar that we're always going to miss it. And let's look at reality and see what time and resources you have available and work from that. Meaning, maybe you take some time and jot down several meals that you know you can run into the grocery store and be from grocery store to home and prepped in like a half hour. That means a rotisserie chicken, a bag of salad, and some potatoes you can pop in the microwave. Totally cool. Totally fine. It means having some freezer meals that you can pull out at the last minute even when you forgot to prepare. Instant rice, frozen shrimp, frozen vegetables, stir fry, done. If you have a membership to a place like Costco or Sam's Club, these places have wonderful, pretty healthy options that you can just grab and go. Cauliflower crust pizza, turkey burgers, some pastas and things that you can just toss together that are made with whole ingredients and lots of vegetables make it super easy. You can grab a bag of the frozen pasta and throw in fresh spinach, some chopped up vegetables that maybe you grabbed from a container in the produce department. It doesn't have to be fancy, but it has to be easy for the easy peasy method. Other things you may want to do is have a list of fast food places. Yes, I said fast food. Fast food places that you can go and get meals that are fairly healthy and that your family appreciates. This could mean going to a restaurant and choosing the grilled chicken sandwich and a salad rather than always getting sort of the full-blown sort of fast food approach of like burgers and fries. Or you may really enjoy fries and then you're just going to do fries and a chicken salad, and that is fine. Remember, this is a step-by-step approach. You're not going to go from hitting up the fast food to like gardening your own organic kale overnight. Do what works for you and then feel confident that you've chosen what fits for your family's life. Because trying to meet a standard that is impossible is only going to frustrate you and will honestly lead to choices that aren't as great. Except that sort of half homemade is totally cool with you because it gets food on the table and it gets mostly healthy food into your children and your family's lives where you can feel good about it and take care of other things that need to get done. All right, so the third and final approach to these healthy eating hacks for busy moms is the body cues baby approach. So we're just going to listen to our body cues for this one. And what this consists of is letting go of all your food rules. I know, right? That's really hard, isn't it? About what's healthy and what's not. And focusing on strictly hunger and fullness. If you are on a really tight budget, if your time is super limited, if you just can't seem to get your family to eat healthy food at this stage in the game, it is okay to let it go for now, for good. Just put a pin in it for a while and focus on your hunger and fullness cues. Try your best to eat when you're hungry. 30 to 60 minutes is usually a great window, and stop when you're pleasantly full. Now, little insider tip here, if you're eating really rich foods, your portions are going to be pretty small. If you're able to increase sort of the nutrient density in those meals and add some salads, some vegetables, some leaner meats, you're going to have a larger portion. But eating according to hunger and fullness means that you'll be able to reach your goals because there's a weight loss size portion to every food, but you'll be able to reach them within the context of what your life really allows. And that's super important. And kind of the cool thing about this is that I've seen that those who begin to see progress listening to the, eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full, start to desire to eat healthier foods naturally. Your grocery bills are going to go down because you're not eating as much. And overall, you're just going to feel better because your body's going to be utilizing any excess fuel/body fat that it needs to do so of. Now, kind of a caveat with this as well is it's very easy to turn it into the eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full diet, which is going to make it crazy just like any other diet. All of these approaches come with grace attached. You can set your plans, but something's going to happen. A child's going to get sick, a tire's going to go flat, and your plans may go out the door. But it's okay. It's only a problem if you let it become a problem. Put on your thinking cap because, Mom, you are great at coming up with solutions even in the heat of the moment. Put on your thinking cap and come up with your next best step. Don't panic. None of this stuff is, war. It's all just food. Make your next best step and move from there. So kind of my final extra bonus tip here is that you don't have to live in be prepared like a Girl Scout, the easy peasy food prep, or listen into your hunger signals, baby. You don't have to be sort of pigeonholed into any one of those. You can move from one to the next. So let's say that generally you're pretty prepared. You have food at home, you know what meals you like to cook. Sometimes you chop up veggies ahead of time. Sometimes you have fresh fruit on the counter. That's kind of your groove. You found it. But you go on vacation, maybe an illness happens in the family, and it all goes out the window. Well, you may choose to adopt more of an easy peasy approach or listen into your hunger signals way for a period of time. It's totally cool. You may have weeks where you switch in and out, or you may have days. All right, we have a really busy day today. I'm not going to have time to food prep. We're going to be eating on the go. I'm going to be grabbing and going. I choose to listen to my body today, and that's fine. There's no rule that says you can't do that. The overall concept is doing what's best for you and what is actually possible, not setting yourself up for failure. And when failure does come, because it will, because you're human, taking it, learning from it, and moving on. So I hope that you found that helpful, and I would love to hear which approach or which combinations of approaches really works for you. So thank you for joining me on this episode of Grace Filled Plate TV and these busy mom hacks today. I'll talk to you soon.